This is the 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 6. It's the SE trim level. Do the features match the price? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. Today, Carrie and I are at Mike Morgan Hyundai in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we're going to tell you all about this model. If you want to know more about this one or anything else they have in inventory at Mike Morgan Hyundai, check out the link down in the description of the video. Let's take a look at what we have here. And we start out with what I would say is a very tastefully done and very high-tech looking headlight housing. You can see the multiple lights right here. Everything here is going to be LED. The daytime running lights right there, I really like what Hyundai has done. That is a very unique look. I think it looks very high-end. Also, your LED headlights are going to be here. And we have right here, check this out. So these are going to open depending on what is needed. That actually is allowing air to flow in to help with cooling the battery. Depending on what the vehicle needs and when it needs it, those will open or they will close. They may close while we're still standing here. But you have a very nice, sleek looking front end. You can see the lines of the hood. It's not just, definitely not flat, and it's definitely not just one shape all the way across, as we have the indentions built in there, the nice wide bulge here in the middle that works its way up and really defines the front end character of this model. I really think Hyundai has done a very nice job here. Obviously, the nice large Hyundai logo right here, that would actually look really good in gloss black on this particular exterior color. And no big surprises here. You're going to have active air curtains on the front end built in nicely. I like how that blends in. It's going to be on both sides. And Carrie might be able to show you some daylight coming through over there on the other side. One way or another, the design elements here are very, very on point, I think. Now, this model is rear wheel drive. It does have a single electric motor. Tire and wheel size, let's take a look at that. We're going to have 225 on the width, a 55 series sidewall, and that's going to be wrapped around the 18-inch wheels. Now, for those of you who are saying, what is up with the wheel designs on a lot of these EVs, such as what we see right here? The name of the game with any EV is going to be the importance of aerodynamics, cheating the wind to help keep that battery charge capacity as high as possible for as long as possible. And the design of the wheels is part of that functionality. As we work our way up here onto the side view mirrors, body color, that's going to be nice. And again, that same look that we had with the headlights right here, with the turn signal indicators that are built into these power adjustable side view mirrors. They do have the blind spot monitoring built in. I'll let Carrie come in and show you that real quick just so you can see what we have where that is concerned. And how about your remote? Well, here's something that's different. You're going to have a different color of your buttons. Normally they're black. In this case, they're not. So a little bit of a different look here. That's the only real difference you're going to have compared to any other Hyundai model. You do have your favorite feature right there, because I know a lot of you ask about that remote start. When the vehicle is locked or when you're driving down the road, these will be flush mounted door handles. We have the ignition turned on right now so we can show you all the lights and everything on. So they're popped out, very easy to deal with. But as soon as you go into drive, those are going to pop back in. When you lock the vehicle, they do the same thing for those same reasons I told you earlier. Again, those nice lines will work their way over the roof here. A very nice rounded look. It looks kind of coupe of sorts. And also back here, we're going to have the rear spoiler. Now you'll notice the way everything is designed here. That is all functional. This is intentionally designed, again, for the purpose of aerodynamics. A very racy look. I am not going to say that it looks like another brand, but I do have one in mind. Somebody tell me in the comments section what you think I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say it. I might be crucified in the comments if I do. We will finish everything off here with the LED tail lights. A very clean look, consistent to what we saw on the front. We'll also have a very nice clean look down here, gloss black. Really looks like it should. It doesn't look overdone, but it also doesn't look underdone. It just seems to have this very nice balance. And one thing we even have right here with the side marker light, I like how Hyundai integrated that into this area right here. very clean, very sleek. One of the biggest advantages of multiple that I have with having Carry on the camera is I can show you how everything lights up here on the rear instead of just telling you about it. So I'm going to put my foot on the brake and let Carry give you a good close-up look as to how everything looks back there. Again, going back to what I must say is a pretty impressive look, the way that Hyundai has done everything with this particular model. And obviously with any EV, the biggest information you want to know, charge times. So let's work our way into that. How about horsepower and torque first? 149 horsepower, 258 pounds-feet of torque, a potential of 361 miles as far as driving distance on one charge goes. That's not too bad. Let's see what else we have here. How about your charge time? On an AC level 2 charging, 10% to 80% is going to be in 5 hours and 20 minutes. 50 kilowatt charging time up to 80%. From 10% to 80% is going to be 58 minutes. And then rapid charging, which is going to be 350 kilowatts, will go up to 80% in 18 minutes. And let's also grab the window sticker here, and I'll let Carrie come over here and show you what we have as far as our EMPGs go. So we're looking at 153 city, 127 highway, 140 combined, and 24 kilowatt hours per every 100 miles driven. Tell me what you think. Are those good numbers, bad numbers, maybe decent? What are your thoughts? And if you're wondering where your charge port is, it's right here. And that is actually lockable. So the good thing about that, when you lock the vehicle, this locks too. I don't know if that really matters very much, because that's one thing that is different about these EVs compared to gas vehicles, is that nobody's going to come and steal your electricity. And let's talk about functionality. If you're going on a road trip, on this model you have a power trunk back here. That's going to open up and reveal 11.2 cubic feet of cargo capacity, and nothing unusual here. You have the releases for the rear seats so that you can maximize your cargo space. I'll go in here and lower these down for you just so you can see how everything looks. And hey, there I am again. You can always put whatever you need to that will fit into this area to help take advantage of everything that's here. Obviously, the vehicle comes with everything you need for charging. Your charging cable, all that good stuff is going to be here. And let's talk about what your rear seat passengers will find. We'll start with the door panel. And as we like to do, we'll let Carrie give you the armrest test and see what he has to say about that. Now, I will say that that's hard plastic over there, so actually kind of not the best maybe, I don't know. You're not going to be riding in the back seat, so not that big of a deal. You'll let your rear seat passengers deal with that. Now, you will find the upper and the lower door bins. That's a plus, so there is a good bit of space as far as storage goes. And you do have a little bit of a higher floor here because of the battery. So that's going to mean that, well, it's not uncomfortable back here. The floor does seem to be a little bit high for me, but I'll tell you what, I can stretch out for miles. There is a ton of space in here. And obviously that's going to vary depending on where those front seats are set. On the rear of the driver and passenger seats, basically seat pockets, more of a net style material, but you can see what's there. We'll also have the fold down armrest here with the cup holders built in. Now, it would be nice to have a vertical cup holder set up here. I'd like to see that in more vehicles. I know some of the Hondas have that, because when you put a cup in here, or your rear seat passengers do, a cup, a bottle, well, guess what? That's kind of hard to use as an armrest unless they're sitting like this, and most people are not going to do that for very long. Something that I just think should be added. Obviously, the grab handles are going to be here as well. You'll find that at all four corners. And a big plus, air conditioning vents on the rear of the center console, as well as a couple of USB options and a little bit of storage space underneath as well. We also are going to have, let's see if we can get to our latch system here. So basically the latch system is just located underneath here in this area. The good news about that is that it's just there and ready to use for you parents that will put car seats back here. You don't have to remove anything or gain access to it. It's just already there. Now, you will find that you have cloth interior here. We're talking about having the right features at the right price. Let's find out what that price is and if it matches and justifies cloth seats. So what is the price? $44,185. Kudos to those of you who made it to this point in the video looking for the price and you didn't just skip around. There are a lot of people that do that. So let's see what else you get for that price. We know you have the cloth seats. What about the door panel over there? Well, you can see that it's a totally different design than what we had with the rear doors. A much larger armrest. Is it more comfortable than the rear armrest? Carrie says it most certainly is. And you'll see your speaker right there. We also have a much larger door bin. Now, something that's interesting here is that it basically tells you better not put a cup in there, at least if there's any liquid in it, I guess. That's a no cup symbol or whatever. No cup symbol, I guess. Doesn't even say cups twice, right? But anyway, power driver's seat, manually adjustable passenger seat over there so you can see what's there. But the thing I really like here is what you have right here in this area. There is a lot of additional space. I honestly wonder why more automakers don't use space like this. It's available, but they don't use it. So kudos to Hyundai for that. That's a good thing. Your 12-volt power outlet is going to be under there. You'll also find a USB outlet right here. Now, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We'll take a look at this area over here. We'll let Carrie hop in. Kind of an interesting design when you start over there to the right-hand side with the way that the dash is designed. We obviously have a clean, consistent look with the air conditioning vents across the dash area here. You can see where the controls are there to control the direction of the airflow. Also, let's take a look into the gloveless glove box. I know, yep, as usual, no gloves in there. Sometimes we find wheel lock keys, but there you can see there's a good bit of space in that area. And as we work our way up, let's take a quick look at the center screen. And if you want to know where to charge your Ioniq 6, just press that option right there and it gives you your options. Pretty nice to know where everything is. So this gives you everything, tells you how far away it is, all that kind of stuff. If you want to know, you can go ahead and select something. We'll just select that just for the fun of it. Well, apparently that's not going to work the way I thought it would, but we could go ahead and get started with that. We're not going to do all of that here. Now, you do have a lot more going on here. Very easy to figure out. I like what we have. It shows you your charge capacity and how much you have, so that's always a good thing. Really simple system to use here. You can go into EV right here. Let's see what happens when we do, if I can actually select that. Very nice looking graphics, and it's going to give you the information you're looking for. You can see what our driving distance is, all that good stuff. It's all here, and it's all very easy to figure out, as we like to call it here on the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel, the hunt and peck method. I'm going to go into reverse here real quick and show you our multi-view rear view camera. Now, you will see that you have your parking sensors over here on the front and the rear. That's a good thing, and you would expect that at the price point of this vehicle. Even though it's not ridiculously expensive, you still want to know what you get for that price. I think you do get quite a bit. Now, I'm going to grab the camera from Carrie real quick here and show you a couple more things. We have dual zone climate control right there. We also have our cup holders. And one thing that's interesting here, I'm going to go over to Carrie's side over there. Just like on the driver's side door, on the passenger side, no buttons at all. That's because everything is controlled right here. We'll get that sticker out of the way. We know not to roll the windows down, but you can see what all is there. The controls for locking and unlocking and controlling the windows, locking the windows, it's all there. Pretty easy to deal with. You can see your auto hold button right there. So also, let's look here and see what we have as far as our space for the center console goes. Now, you will find a couple more USB options down there. That's good to know. And the center console lid doubles as an armrest. I'll give that a thumbs up because it does seem to be pretty comfortable. And the height is good. That's always a good thing. And over here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you can see some of the features we have here with the power parking brake. There's the controls for your side view mirrors. So obviously good there. And if you're wondering about screen sizes, both are 12.3 inches. But something that I think is really cool here, these are actually illuminated, and it's a lot easier to see that when I go into reverse. See how the color changes? That is pretty cool. I think that's a nice little added benefit from Hyundai. go into drive, and then we'll go back into park. And obviously, you can make a lot of changes. You can look at different things here on the dash via your steering wheel mounted controls. And if you want to change your driving modes, here's where you're going to do that. Right here on the steering wheel, pretty easy to deal with. Now, you're going to push that button to do that. It doesn't rotate, so you have Eco, Normal, and you have Sport. That's pretty easy to deal with. It looks nice. I really like the modern look here. It would be nice to maybe have a little bit of a curvature here with the screen as far as that goes. So that's one thing I would say, yeah, wouldn't be a bad thing. I wouldn't sound the gong on it, but you also have the shifter right here. Nothing unusual or new for Hyundai. We're going to click that forward to go into drive. One click back goes into neutral, and then you can go into reverse, go into park right here. Here is your button for turning the power on and off. I almost said engine. That would have been bad because I would have received all kinds of comments about that. And you have sounds of nature, in case you're wondering about that. You can go through your different music here. You can go up here to list and find all of the different music you want to listen to. It's kind of like ASMR when you're driving down the road. Just don't let it cause you to fall asleep. Let's see if I can turn that up just a little bit. Here we go. That one probably wouldn't do it so much. And I don't know the actual length of these songs, but they do play for quite a while. So if you're wanting to relax a little bit when you're driving, there's a way to do that. Okay, let's get out on the road for a quick test drive with the Ioniq 6. One thing I didn't mention earlier in the video, I really like the design of the steering wheel. I like the way it feels in my hands, and I like the fact that it has the flat bottom to it. Now, that's usually for vehicles that are smaller, and it just makes it easier to get in and out of the interior. In this case, it's not really needed that badly, but I do like the fact that it's here. It looks modern, it looks nice, so it's a good thing. You do have one pedal driving if you want to use that, which means that you take your foot off the power pedal and the vehicle quickly starts to slow down at that point. You can still use the brake pedal as you normally would, so that's good to know. You can turn, like I say, that you can turn that on and off. The ride quality seems to be good, and I like the way that I feel in the seats themselves, in the driver's seat here. Obviously, that is adjustable in a multitude of ways, depending on what you need to do. So, a very well-rounded vehicle, easy to see out of. The windshield is nice and large. That's always a benefit. Kind of narrow for the size of the vehicle, that's not exactly a surprise, but the height really makes up for that. It makes it so easy to see out of. A very nice experience where that's concerned, and you still have your blind spot monitoring if you need that. Now, in this particular case, we can try out our turning radius, which is excellent. Now, you don't have a lot of horsepower here with this single motor design, the single electric motor, but I know not everybody is buying an EV for the plant you back in the seat driving experience that some offer. So it's good to know what's out there as far as that goes. Overall, a really enjoyable vehicle. When you look at the technology here, talked about it earlier in the video, easy to learn, easy to use, not a big deal. It may look complicated because it has what I would call a modern high-tech look, but that doesn't mean that it's hard to learn and use. A very well-rounded vehicle in a multitude of ways. If you're that person who's looking for an EV that can potentially make that 361 mile range on a single charge, but you're saying, you know what, I don't need all that horsepower. Well, you're going to do better here because you have less horsepower. When you have a really quick moving EV, such as a Tesla Model S Plaid or something along those lines, well, it's a lot more tempting to drop the pedal to the floor, which means you're going to use charge capacity a lot quicker. This is almost a foolproof way to make sure that your charge capacity remains higher without tongue twists for a longer period of time. Okay, tell me what you think down in the comments section. Do the features match the price on this 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 6 SE? Tell me what your thoughts are. And for those of you who have been asking about our t-shirts, there's a link down in the description of the video. We have a lot of different designs. I know some of you have asked about that. I appreciate that, and that's how you can purchase those. So tell me what your thoughts are here. If you want to know more about this model, check out the link in the description of the video. Not only to this Ioniq 6, but anything else that they have at Mike Morgan Hyundai. I do want to thank my friends at the dealership for loaning us this model for the day, and each and every one of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. Make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. That helps us out a lot. If you haven't subscribed just yet, please consider doing so. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, or should I say additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing. Check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.